Have you ever noticed something when you put your hands in the soil, the kind of chill that you feel in your body or your hands? And what I'm trying to say is that today we are talking about the letter G, which is for gardening, and how gardening would impact your wellness. So, have you ever noticed how touching the soil can feel like a kind of calming for your entire spirit? Like the moment your fingers like sink into the earth, something inside of you would be like, exhale. So we are talking about gardening today, okay? But not just the plants, not just the flowers. We are talking about the ways that growing a gardening, even if it was a small plant, how that can even enable you to grow as well. Because sometimes the most powerful healing doesn't come from a therapist just now, or even like going for a therapeutic sessions, or it comes from tiny green leaves pushing through the soils and just watching a new life pop through your plants, through your gardening and all of that. Okay, so welcome to EyTrudy, my lovelies. Okay, you are welcome. We are really happy to have you here. Always, we are grateful. If you are seeing my face for the first time, my name is Eya, and in this channel, we talk about living well, feeling well, building a life that feels like home. It's all about wellness, the world around you, money talk, your financial awareness, and all of that. So recently, I was researching something beautiful about gardening, the benefits, the joy, the peace, and it reminded me how deeply connected we are to nature. Okay, I've always been like a pro nature person, but that also opened my eyes. Even if you don't like have a proper big garden, even if it is like you're living in a flat in the middle of a very busy city, and all the gardening you get is just maybe like a small pot garden, okay, that also creates the spark in the soul that you need and would also have the same benefits even if you are having like a large farm and a large garden, okay. So, as always, with section 10, so our section number one would be why gardening feels so good. Okay, let's start with the basics. Gardening is good for your body and your mind. Just even the joy of watching something grow, watching a new life pop out of the plant. Okay, so the write up said something that stuck with me. Okay, gardening improves strength. It supports a healthy heart. It boosts your vitamin D and it reduces stress. And honestly, it makes sense because you are moving, you are stretching, you are breathing fresh air when you are practicing gardening just now. Even if it takes even if it is like, say, for example, the Scottish air that can't even like decide whether it is rainy or sunny some days, regardless of the weather, if you are gardening, you're going to be breathing in some fresh air. But beyond the physical benefits of gardening is the deeply therapeutic benefits that gardening would have. Something grounding about planting something and watching it grow. It's like a reminder that life doesn't have to be rushed. Growth would always take time, and that's okay. So you planted something, you give it time, you watch it grow, and that's okay. So, and we'll progress to say section number two would be you don't need a big garden. I'd said it earlier on this video, even if you were living in a small flat, okay, you don't need a big garden. One thing I love from the pages, like from the book I'm sharing just now, is the idea that you don't need a big garden. You don't even need like a kind of a patch of land to turn into a garden. You can grow things in a window box just now, okay? You can even grow herbs on your kitchen, maybe inside your kitchen still, okay? You can grow potatoes. You can even grow maybe like, yes, potatoes. It's simple. It can actually grow in a container as well, okay? Sometimes we don't. What happens is that we are waiting for the big garden before we start, but sometimes we think gardening is for people with acres of land or even a kind of fancy tools. But truly, all you need is a little space, a little sunlight, and maybe a little curiosity and the willingness to start trying out growing new things around you and watching as nature itself takes the space and actually makes it blossom. So, the section number 3 would be the social side of gardening as well. There's always a social side to almost everything because that's how it then impacts your wellness. So, gardening isn't like a solo activity most times, it is social, and sometimes it could also be communal. Okay, I know growing up, we used to go to farm with my father, we planted a lot of yams and all of that, so it could be communal as well. So, how do you enjoy the social side of gardening? Okay, whether it is maybe even chatting with a neighbor about what's growing in your pot just now, you're telling your neighbor, I'm growing tomatoes and it's doing amazing. Or even joining a community of people that are also gardening and learning tips from them. Or even simply asking someone for advice, okay, about gardening and connecting you with people who are also planting that season as well. And honestly, gardeners, they have some of the happiest people you would meet. Gardeners are some of the happiest people you would meet. So, say for example, a muddy finger full of stories. What more can you ask? There is something about tending a life that even softens yourself too. You are tending something and watching it blossom and tending it and planting it and nurturing it and watching it take time to blossom. Okay. So what I would say is that being outside is also good for your soul. This is if you have like an outside garden. There was a line in the book I read that said, being outside in any weather is actually good for your soul. And I felt that because what happened is that because sometimes stepping outside, not always being indoor, even if it is just for a few minutes, can even reset your entire mood for the day. So there's something they call the sunshine. When it decides to show up, actually can be very radiating for the soul. The rain that is even tapping on the trees in the garden, you're just watching the rain just drizzling and just tapping on the trees in the garden, can be very refreshing as well. The smell of the soil after it drizzles, oh my god, that's one. I Whenever it rains and you go outside after the rain and you are kind of smelling the plant and the soil, it's actually very refreshing. Okay, so it's like nature that whispers to you, you are part of something bigger, and that's a reminder that you're not alone. And that's also a reminder that you are part of a bigger ecosystem of nature in itself. Okay. So, yeah, gardening is good. I don't know how else to convince you that it would have a positive impact on your well being. So, I would also say that gardening can form a part of an inner peace for yourself. One of the quotes in the book I read said, working in garden gives someone something beyond the enjoyment of the senses. It gives you a profound feeling of inner peace. I don't know, gardeners, you would know. If you have ever experienced that, you would know. And honestly, yes, gardening sometimes slows you down. It teaches you patience. It teaches you presence. It teaches you acceptance. Because plants always grows in the ways you would not expect. And that's part of the journey as well. You're probably expecting a big yield, but then it ended up the other way. That's part of the nature as well. And when you are tending to a plant, you are also tending to yourself. You are also nurturing something, okay? And in the process, you are also being nurtured yourself as well. And it gives you something to look forward to. So you planted a corn this season, then you're looking forward to it. There's always something you're looking for. When is my corn getting done? When am I going for the harvest? When am I going to use that corn to cook? It gives you something to also look forward to. So what I would say is not to discourage you, no matter what your circumstance is. You can start with even a window one just now, a window box gardening, okay? And if that sounds lovely, okay, then I know you'll be wondering, okay, how do I start? Start with a window box just now. Ask, maybe even visit, if it's in Glasgow here, they've got like a gardening mall that you can visit and get all the things you need for a garden. But if you don't have that where you're living just now, you can ask another gardener, okay, where do you get those things, okay? Plant even if it is just like a few herbs, a flower, maybe even if it is a tomato, plant it, okay? Plant if you are feeling maybe even adventurous, you can plant more, okay? Or you can just focus on one item just now. And then observe and watch every leaf. Notice how things change week by week when you come to water it. Make a little record if you want. You can just maybe even taking pictures, or you can just be writing it down in a book, okay? Create space to capture the memories that the gardening is going to provide for yourself, okay? And what I'd say now is that now that you have encountered this video, which is our letter G, which stands for gardening and how gardening can be very good for your well-being, okay? I would encourage you to grow something this month, okay? Even if it is small, even if it is a herb, even if it's a flower, even if it's just a tiny vegetable, even if it is just in a tiny corner in your kitchen, okay? Start small, start growing something, okay? Let it be a reminder that growth doesn't have to be loud or dramatic. Let that garden be a reminder for yourself that growth does not have to be loud or dramatic. That quiet things can also grow into very beautiful things, okay? And let it also be a reminder to yourself, okay, that nature has a beautiful way of teaching us patience, okay, and that beautiful things blossom over time, okay. And let it also be a reminder to yourself that you could nurture life, okay, be it the plant's life, be it the lives of other persons who also share the planet with you, be it animals' life as well, that you can nurture life, okay. So, what I would say is this: may we all grow gently, and may we also all grow well, okay? So, thank you for watching this video just now. If this video resonates with yourself, okay, then give it a thumbs up, like it, share it with someone. You can even share it with someone you are looking to encourage to go into more gardening, as that might improve their mental well-being as well, or their general well-being. Or you can share it with someone who is also enthusiastic about starting gardening as well. Maybe don't have the space and is discouraged by the space. Tell them that I said it is okay to start from a small bucket in your kitchen corner, a box, a window box just now, to plant something and allow nature to blossom it. And while you do, capture all the memories, capture all the times that you go to water your garden and all the changes, okay? And enjoy the passion that comes with gardening as well, okay? Thank you, my lovelies. Thank you for always returning to our channel. And thank you for following this series now. We are actually making good progress. We are now treating our letter G, which is for gardening, okay? And to all the gardeners out there, keep growing, keep nurturing, keep keeping well, okay? Thank you and take care. Bye-bye.